Hello, welcome to another episode of Off the Shelf with Dr. Hanks. That's me. Today we're going to talk about a Brene Brown book. Dr. Brene Brown, she has written quite a bit and is in the media a lot. Her research covers topics such as vulnerability, shame, and actually, if I recall, her original research was on being wholehearted, like living a wholehearted life. And what did that mean? The book that I want to talk about today that she wrote is called Daring Greatly: How the Courage to be Vulnerable Transforms the Way We Live, Love, Parent, and Lead. And she talks about, let's see, this was published in 2012, so it's actually pretty dated, but it's timeless as far as the information and the knowledge that she shares in it. She starts out with a quote from Teddy Roosevelt that is known as the arena, or has been kind of dubbed the man in the arena. And basically what it says is that the people in the bleachers, or the people on the sidelines, their critics, they don't count. They don't count because they're not in the arena. They're not in the shoes of the person in the arena doing the fighting, the sweating, and undergoing the stress. So in other words, the spectators, their opinion doesn't get to matter. Their critics, yes, because everyone is a Monday morning quarterback. But we really, as we progress through life and as we place value on people's opinions of us, or their opinions of what we do, what we say, how we acted, if they're not in the arena, they don't count. And I think we give way too much, we give a lot of weight and credit to the critics who have never stepped foot in the arena, or maybe they have and couldn't take the heat, so now they're on the sidelines, and they all of a sudden want to be judgmental of what you're doing in the arena, and they're not in there. But the way that she ties this back to vulnerability is really interesting, because what she says is that vulnerability is not in and of itself a weakness. And it's not about winning or losing, victory or defeat. Vulnerability means that we understand that winning and failing are both part of life. They're both part of the game. Sometimes we may win, sometimes we may lose, but we have to engage in our life and do it anyway. And we have to face this uncertainty of daily life, of whether or not we're going to win or lose in whatever realm we're working in that day. And that's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable, because those uncertainties are going to be there anyway regardless. And what she says is so many people want to wait until they feel bulletproof, until they feel perfect, before they enter the arena. And honestly, that's never going to happen. You're never going to get in the arena if you keep waiting. And what the reason that that's important is, for as long as you stay out of the arena, you are not contributing your unique gifts to the world. You are holding back. You are missing opportunities, all because you feel vulnerable. Maybe you feel shame. Maybe you feel scared of what people are going to say, what the critics are going to say. And in reality, what we need to be asking ourselves is it worth not giving our gifts to the world? Is it worth withholding our unique gifts and contributions from the world? Is it worth withholding that to try to protect ourselves from feeling vulnerable? In which case, we are never fully living. We are never fully able to give of ourselves and to contribute and to help and to help the people who very well could need us in a way that only we can uniquely help them, which is a fascinating discovery. The going back to the critics now, and this is a very serious topic, and her writing is amazing. I don't know how she turns out so many books. She's really good, but she does. I have a high respect for her. But it reminds me of, oddly enough, I'm an A-Team fan. I grew up watching the A-Team, Mr. T, Murdoch, the whole gang there. And Hannibal said one time in an episode, I just watched a rerun of it recently, and it struck me. I don't remember seeing it when I was younger. He said, we spend a good deal of our lives running from other people's memories. Not our own memories, but we're running from what we think other people are going to remember and about us, something negative. And I tie that in to this because if you're running from someone else's memories, if you are running with a fear of being vulnerable and knowing that someone is going to be a critic or a heckler, or try to put you in your place, whatever that may be, we have to find a way to come to grips with that in such a way that it does not keep us disengaged or keep us with a padding between us and reality, so that we're not giving our unique gifts and contributing the unique gifts that we have with the world. So next week, I've already decided that I am going to do this same book next week. We're already at almost 8 minutes, so I want to try to keep these brief. But she goes through several different areas of life and offers suggestions for how to overcome this fear of being vulnerable, how to lower the threshold of disconnect and fear that we have that keeps us from engaging with others when we feel vulnerable, how to face it and do it anyway, which is what we do a lot of that in life. They say be scared, but be scared and do it anyway. Be scared and do it. So I've already decided that next week I'm going to cover this book again, because there is a treasure of helpful information in here about how to uncover these areas in our lives and what we can do to be more wholehearted with life, to give our gifts to the world. And so I want you to this week start thinking about areas, or start watching your own behavior. Where are you withholding because of fear of being vulnerable, or where do you feel vulnerable, and as a result of that, you're not really giving your gifts 100%. You're not really contributing 100%. So think about that between now and next week. And then next week I will cover some of the key topics and be much more specific than this. I will share with you one little, I want to leave you with one little golden nugget of a quick win that you can take from this, a key takeaway. She says she keeps a list, a little piece of paper with a list of a few names of people whose opinions she truly values. She has this list in her wallet, and she uses that to keep her focused on when the critics or the people who don't matter, the people who are Monday morning quarterbacks, the people who want to just destruct and destroy everyone around them, they don't matter. It's a little bit harder to just say they don't matter when it's in your face or when they're talking about you. It's a little bit easier to do that if you have a list of people and you can say, you know what, these are the people whose opinions matter to me. If you're not on this list, then hit the road. Easy as that. Gotta go, Joe. My mom calls me. Hit the road. So that's a quick win that you can take right now. So start thinking about where you may be withholding or holding back because you feel vulnerable or you feel shame or you feel afraid of other people's memories or you feel like you cannot wholeheartedly engage. Think about those areas in your life. Write a list of the key people whose opinion matters to you. Start focusing on those people. Start trying to turn down the volume on the people who don't matter or who aren't on that list. And come back next week. I'll have a list of, I'm going to try to condense a lot of stuff, that a lot of different chapters down into primary areas of our life where this may be helpful and give you some actionable steps to move forward. For now, let's just think about in what ways are we vulnerable and in what ways are we withholding ourselves or holding back, and maybe venture into some reasons on why that may be, and have your little short list of people that you truly value and keep that list handy and silence everyone else around you because they don't matter. So that's all for now. See you next week. Thank you.